速会いに行ってみようと思います。
The Catering Services Manager here at the University of Central Lancashire, and I'm also the chair of the Fairtrade group. I think anything that involves engagement, so anything that involves using students or getting them to participate is really important, because I could put something on every day of the week in the university and no one will come and listen to me. People will just walk past it. There's that much advertising and stuff going on in the community in the university. So I think anything that involves participation. So last year we got a group of students to come in and make cakes in the kitchen, where we got the students to come in and only use Fairtrade products and Fairtrade bananas and Fairtrade chocolate and all that sort of stuff, because then they were physically using the products and getting it. Whereas if I just stood up and talked to you about Fairtrade cakes, most probably isn't that interesting, you know. But actually physically participating in doing that and seeing where those cakes went, and they followed it through from coming in from a stock item to being baked to then being sold in the coffee outlets, etc, etc. I think they really saw that. So as part of Fairtrade Fortnight and throughout the year, we sometimes give away free cake or free bananas and things like that push that message and get that participation of people physically being able to touch them. I think that's important. From a business point of view, the argument will always be who should take it up. You know, businesses will say it costs money and all that sort of stuff. From an ethical and a moral point of view, and that's why the university is involved with Fairtrade and why I sit as the chair, because ethically and morally it's the right thing to do. So I think if it's ethically and morally the right thing to do, we all need to be involved in it. So I think the government need to support from maybe tax rebates or financial support, but down to the customers being able to access it, customers wanting to access it, students promoting it, staff and people in responsibility promoting it. So I could fill that in on my own every 2 years, but that's not the point. I think it's a lot more enjoyable to fill it in, and I feel a lot more confident in the fact that I have students involved in it, etc, etc. So on my next return, one of the things that I'll be putting in here is that I'm working with Japanese students with producing videos and doing all that sort of stuff, because I think we all need to be involved in that, and we all need to take a real good approach. And again, it relates to an awful lot of similar ideas in recycling and energy efficiency, that it's everyone's responsibility. I do, and it's going back to a business point of view, it's something that not anymore, but we used to really struggle with. Traditionally, Fairtrade products were always more expensive because of the fact that it's giving a fair wage to the farmers, and when you're paying them a fair wage, which is right, obviously the cost of production goes up and the cost. So sugar used to nearly be twice as expensive if you bought Fairtrade sugar, coffee was a lot more expensive, all those sort of products. The price, as more people have been involved in it and more people buy into Fairtrade products, the price has steadily dropped and become parallel with other products that aren't Fairtrade. So 5 years ago, Fairtrade bananas were about 7 or 8p more per banana than a non-Fairtrade banana. Now the difference is half a penny, if that. You can't tell the difference. So when we approach our fruit and veg supplier now and we say we want Fairtrade bananas, a lot of our fruit and veg suppliers turn around and say, well, that's all we sell, you know, because the price is as fair as the price of a non-Fairtrade banana. I think there is still, so the cotton's not a great deal cheaper or parallel to normal cotton, so there are still some Fairtrade products that are a lot more expensive than non-Fairtrade products. But the bulk of the products, so bananas, sugar and coffee, and those are the main products we buy as a university, are pretty much parallel with the normal stuff. So, but the fact that big businesses are involved in Fairtrade now, so like Cadbury's, because Cadbury's is doing Fairtrade, the buying power has naturally brought the price down of Fairtrade products because they're buying it in such big quantities. But I think originally, because Fairtrade was a bit of a niche, so not many people were doing it, the products were just a lot more expensive because you weren't shipping and you weren't moving the same sort of quantities that we are doing. That's one of the reasons the university is really keen on Fairtrade, is because within Preston and Lancashire and the Northwest as a whole, we are a big university. We're a big employer. We've got a lot of students, so we've got a big number of customers, and we need to set a good example to the community in Preston that we're doing it, and while we're doing it, then the smaller independents around Preston will hopefully get on board as well. Companies, if the Olympics are only selling fair trade products, all the people who are participating or visiting or involved in the Olympics, be it a spectator, athlete, or just there at the time, don't just consume that product, but also get that understanding of that and then go and look for that product somewhere else. So yeah, I don't know that the Olympics did everything that all the coffee was fair trade, but if they did, it will definitely have a ripple effect on that they come away and start using that. So relate it a little bit to plastic carrier bags, and the big supermarkets all sell plastic carrier bags for £5. Well, now everyone does that, and the reduction in plastic carrier bags will have gone down since they've started that initiative. But if the big companies didn't do that, nobody else would follow suit and nobody else would do it. So I think big sporting events and places like that are a great opportunity to really push very noble and moral causes forward, definitely. I think in the past the biggest drawback was the price. I really do. I think that had, I wouldn't say it put people, it's difficult to say, I wouldn't say it put people off the cause or the idea of fair trade, but I think it naturally put off consumers buying fair trade products because the price was a lot higher than other products of that nature. So I think that was once one of the big drawbacks, but now the price is comparable because of the amount of fair trade products the nation and the country buys. I don't think that's an issue anymore. And to be honest, I think with things like this, there is no necessarily drawback to it because it's something that's morally right. We all, or I'd like to think that everybody in the world agrees that everyone should be paid fairly and treated fairly and all that sort of stuff. So as long as we can do that and it's affordable for the customer and the consumer, then I don't think there's any drawbacks. And I think that one drawback has pretty much gone now completely. Is that okay? Yeah? No problem. So you can take that, that's our last one. When we start the next academic year, are you happy that I contact you both and put you on the committee? Is that alright? Yeah? You don't have to come to every meeting, yeah, sometimes, but it's a good opportunity of when we're...
はい、インタビュー終わりました。
できました。思ったよりたくさんのイベントを開いてたみたいで、私たちの情報をゲットできなさすぎが範囲でもう大体終わっていたと、つまり参加できなくてちょっと残念でしたね。
まあね、今回逃したらないんですけどね。まさかのコミッティ参加許可を得たっていうだけなんだけど、
私たちなんか夏に帰んなきゃいけないけど、なんとUCLanのフェアトレード委員会に入らせてもらえるということで日本でフェアトレードをもっと普及させるためにはこういうことをしたらいいんじゃないかなっていうアイデアも結構今回ゲットできて、とてもいいインタビューになりました。ということで今回も動画を見てくれてありがとうございます。
また見てね。